We have details of these and some other stories coming your way shortly. Don't forget to get interactive with us on Facebook, Instagram and on Twitter at TV3 Ghana. The details now. Private legal practitioner Martin Pebu says citizens have the legal right to sue the Electoral Commission if they can provide evidence that the limited voter registration exercise at district offices will result in their disenfranchisement. His remarks follow a lawsuit filed by 5 political parties, including the NDC and the CPP, challenging the voter registration exercise scheduled to commence on September 12.
At least about 3 million of our citizens live on less than 24 Ghana cedis a day. Poverty is so high. So it beggars believe that you can come out with a registration process that says that go to the district offices of the EC. Some of them long distances, long. One day somebody was showing that one of the distances is over 100 kilometers. All right, it's not possible. So perhaps minimum, even if the EC cannot do for all, then the longer ones, perhaps they will start with those ones and bridge.
Okay.
Open more offices for registration in those ones. So something can be done, but it certainly cannot be registration in only the district offices of the EC. So it's good that citizens are engaging, yes, because Article 45 says that the EC should expand, should have programs to expand the voters register.
Right.
So Article 45 says that you should register people to vote in an election. So don't do it in a manner that will suppress votes.
Right.
No. It's conduct by the EC smacks of voter suppression.
The NDC, CPP, APC, LPG and GCPP are at the Apex Court seeking to stop the limited voters registration to be carried out by the Electoral Commission. Among others, the parties are of the view that EC's decision to restrict the centers for the voter registration to their district offices may deprive many eligible voters of their right to be registered as voters and to vote for the public elections.
Praying the Supreme Court to declare as unconstitutional the Electoral Commission's decision to undertake the continuous or limited registration of voters to its district offices as the designated registration centers instead of the electoral areas. The Electoral Commission earlier announced September 12 to begin the registration of first-time voters onto the electoral roll ahead of the district-level election slated for December 19. The Commission, however, noted that the exercise will be limited to its district offices. The opposition political parties have thus filed an injunction suit against the exercise. Citing a breach of Article 42 of the 1992 Constitution, they are asking the Supreme Court to order the Electoral Commission to designate electoral areas in addition to its district offices as registration centers that are suitable and accessible to every Ghanaian who is desirous of exercising his or her constitutional right to be registered as a voter.
Let's now delve into issues around security. The Police Council has interdicted COP George Alex Mensah and 2 other officers at the center of the probe of a leaked audio taped by the Parliamentary Committee. There's more on the events leading to this point in this following report. Have a look.
In July 2023, a leaked audio tape surfaced. The content of the tape featured senior NPP and police officers engaged in a plot regarding the removal of the IGP Dr. George Ekufu Dampare and matters relating to the 2024 election. The National Investigations Bureau (NIB) picked up the personal aids of one of the persons heard on the tape, Chief Buri Nabu, for interrogation. The minority in Parliament latched on the issue. Deputy Leader Ama Kofi Boah made a statement on the floor of the House asking the Speaker to commission a probe into the matter. The Speaker granted the request and set up a 7-member committee under the leadership of lawyer and legislator Samuel Atachina. Their terms of reference included authenticating the tape and making recommendations for the reform of the police service. For the past 2 weeks, the committee has been holding public hearings. Chief Bugri Nabu, COP George Alex Mensah, Superintendent Eric Jebi, and Superintendent George Asare have all appeared before the committee. Some of the key witnesses have been restrained by the committee in relation to their comments in a bid not to sully the reputation of the police service. They have now been interdicted. It is unclear whether this interdiction will have any ramifications for the ongoing probe.
Private legal practitioner Bobby Banton has responded to the interdiction of the 3 police officers and its potential effects on the ongoing parliamentary investigations.
I do not think that Parliament would have any enforcement powers when it comes to whatever finding they arrive at as a result of this probe. To that extent, legally, the interdiction by the Ghana Police Service, the optics do not look good because to the lay person, it's sort of prejudicing the outcome of the probe. But legally, I do not see how it will conflict or it will be in contempt of the parliamentary hearing as we are currently facing on the basis that Parliament will not have that authority to remove any of these officers. And so the officers are still subject to their code of ethics as police officers. And so, strictly speaking, in the legal context, I do not see how the decision to interdict these officers will breach any parliamentary privileges or any authority of Parliament. That said, whether or not it was proper for the interdictions to be at this time is another question.
Let's do more stories. Residents of Prestea in the Western region have staged a protest over the poor state of roads in the municipality. According to the aggrieved residents, the 19-kilometer stretch between Bogoso and Prestea townships has seen 4 different contractors since 2017. Who call themselves New Prestea Movement questioned why the municipality, which is home to several gold mining companies, had such bad roads. According to them, several pleas for an intervention had not yielded the desired results. They demanded their share of the Minerals Development Fund.
When it comes to Takwa, I don't say this year, generating funds from gold, minerals, and I have development beyond cost. What is wrong here? What I thought is wrong here?
Takwa generates a lot of income from the natural resources. Why is it difficult for them to construct the roads?
We are pleading on the authorities to pay attention to the nature of the road. That's all we are demanding.
The chairman of the movement, Kabir Ibrahim, cautioned government not to wait until the election year before considering their demands.
If government intends to fix our road, government should do it now. That is the call of the people of Prestea and its environs.
The Member of Parliament for Prestea Huni Valley, Wisdom Kujo, expressed disappointment over the unsuccessful efforts to urge the government to urgently address the issue.
The traditional authorities, they've done their part, following up of these road issues to the national level, regional level. Me as a Member of Parliament, I've asked 2 questions on this particular road. I have met the minister on 2 occasions on this road. Still, we have not seen any significant change.
We hope their grievances are heard. Back to the capital here in Accra, motorists will be risking their lives if they maintain the 100 km/h on the Accra-Tema motorway due to the current state of the road. The highway has been ravaged by deep potholes and cracks, coupled with the persistent infractions, a major contributing factor to the accidents on the 19-kilometer stretch.
The 58-year-old Accra-Tema motorway is in dire condition, with deep cracks and potholes, making it a major contributor to road accident and making it less efficient. 136 people have died on the expressway in the last 4 years. Transport experts advise motorists to drive at a low speed to protect their lives, as the current state of the road puts more people at risk of death daily, despite the sanctioned 100 km/h speed limit. The debris from an accident on September 3 at the first toll booth en route to Tema has not yet been cleared.
I can say both drivers are no more considering the impact of the accident. It was very gory on Sunday.
The limited accessibility of 2 out of 5 lanes for motorists has caused concern among pedestrians.
The free flow of traffic at the toll booth is a major cause of accidents. If the toll system is no longer working, government should demolish it.
If you thought infractions on the highway are no more, then you ought to revise your notes. Whilst plying the Accra-Tema motorway, you can count 4 or more illegal U-turns, and this is one of them. It is one of the major causes of road accidents on the 19-kilometer highway. Persistent disregard for road safety regulations, including parking without warning signs, and pedestrians and scooters crossing at unauthorized locations, lead to increased accidents. If government decisions to reconstruct the 19-kilometer Accra-Tema motorway is anything to go by, then motorists and even pedestrians cannot wait to heave a sigh of relief. George Quinn, TV3 News, Accra.
Back here in the studios, I am Godwin Asideba. Farmers along the White Volta in the northern part of the country have begun harvesting their food crops prematurely. This is due to the Bagre Dam spillage, from which thousands of hectares of farmlands have already been submerged.
Farms along the White Volta, including Galaka, Kuzongo, Salpiga and Zongiri, have been submerged in rising floodwaters, forcing farmers to start harvesting prematurely. Many cannot access their farms, and those with canoe access can only observe water levels. The fate of these farmers hang in the balance. Salifu Matthew is considering prematurely salvaging his maize, but is uncertain about the storage capacity of the harvested crop.
This is our fate as farmers along the White Volta. We couldn't salvage anything except this maize in front of me, which has also rotten. I'm compelled to harvest my maize, though they are not fully matured. I have to do so. Maybe I might end up getting a day's meal at least.
Ayam Akigri faces a significant challenge as her crops are nearing maturity, and her primary concern is repaying the loans she contracted for the farming season.
This area has been the source of our livelihood many decades, but not anymore due to the devastating impact of the Bagre Dam spillage. My major concern has to do with how to repay the loans.
Farmers are demanding urgent intervention to address the Bagre Dam spillage, with the National Disaster Management Organization, NADMO, advising residents to relocate to higher grounds to avoid being caught up in the floods.
Let's do some business-related stories now. President of the Ghana Union of Traders Association, Dr. Joseph Obeng, has re-echoed the fact that access to credit have never been a problem for businesses in Ghana, contradicting the revelation by Bank of Ghana's latest report, which revealed about 15.5% increase in access and credit by institutions in the second quarter of 2023. He added that the increase was as a result of the exchange rate depreciation.
Said anywhere that we lack access to credit in this country. What we lack is access to affordable credit. The credit that we have here in this country is overpriced. And that's what Bank of Ghana should be thinking about. That's what the government itself should be thinking about. The exchange rate had made it so that you have to increase your capital before you are able to acquire the same product that you used to buy the previous year. And so in city terms, definitely the credit will go up because, you know, businesses survive on credit to thrive. Also because cost of goods and services have gone up. The same credit of yesterday cannot provide for the same goods that was acquired the previous year or two. Even 15% is not on the higher side, because if you look at how the cedi was depreciated, then of course it would have been doubled of the amount of the previous years of credit. And so if we are doing comparison, then we have to put it in that context.